Hello students. Today we are going to see the topic servo mechanisms and we'll see types of servo mechanisms. So first, what is a servo mechanism? A servo mechanism is I will write SM. SM means servo mechanism. So a servo mechanism is an electromechanical system, electromechanical system whose input is electrical voltage, and output is mechanical position, or its time derivative, okay. That is, we know that the output is input is electrical voltage, output is mechanical position. So we know that d by dt of this position, that is time derivative, its time derivative. So d by dt of position will give us speed or velocity. So if input is electrical voltage, output is either position changing, that is displacement, either linear or rotational displacement, and the d by dt of our displacement will give us a speed or velocity. So here servo means low power, low frequency applications. So most common servo applications in control systems are servo motors, and there are two types of servo motors. Most common servo applications in control system are servo motors. Okay, so there are two types of servo motors: AC servo motor and DC servo motor, and DC servo motor. And again, DC servo motor is divided into two, that is armature controlled, and next one is field controlled. Armature controlled servo motor and field controlled servo motor. Okay, so a mechanical device whose output is mechanical position or its time derivative is known as a servo mechanism. Servo mechanism is a closed loop control system in which small input power controls the large output power. Okay, small input power controls large output power in strictly proportionate manner. Okay, next, servo systems are used in automatic control systems which works on the error signals. The error signals which are used to drive the motors used in servo systems. So here from this you can see the control output is mechanical position or velocity or acceleration. Mechanical position means x, d by dt of x velocity, d square of x by dt square will give us acceleration. Servo systems are used in automatic control system which works on the error signals. So how we are getting the error signal we'll discuss later. If we go through the armature controlled DC servo motor, we'll get how we are getting the error signal and how we are saying it as a closed loop control system. Okay, the error signals used to drive the motors used in a servo systems. Motors used in servo systems are called as generally servo motors. Servo motors usually drive a final control element. These motors are coupled to the output shaft, that is load through gear train for power matching. Okay, means here see, this is the armature controlled. Okay, so I am explaining about this point. Servo motors are usually drive a final control element. So this is a load. Motor is here. This is a motor which is having LA, RA, inductance and resistance. This is armature side and this is field side. Okay, so for the motor through shaft load is connected. If the motor is moving, it is rotating, then the shaft will rotate such that the load will rotate in this direction. That is rotational angular theta. Okay, so these motors are finally control element, that is load, and these are coupled to a output shaft, that is load through the gear train for power matching. Next, so here this is a diagram. Till now we have discussed about what is servo mechanism and what are the types of servo mechanisms. Now we have entered into the DC servo motors. Okay, and we already discussed about the DC servo motors are divided into two, that is armature controlled DC servo motor and field controlled DC servo motor. Now I am going to discuss about armature controlled DC servo motor. So this is the diagram of armature controlled DC servo motor. Okay, armature controlled DC servo motor. So this is the diagram of armature controlled DC servo motor. Okay, so first we'll see what is DC servo motor. DC servo motor behaves like a mechanical transducer. It behaves like a mechanical transducer. So what is transducer? Transducer is a element which converts the electrical energy to mechanical energy. So it behaves like a mechanical transducer because I am giving the input electrical input, but the output is the mechanical rotational. It is represented by theta. Okay, so it behaves like a mechanical transducer which converts DC voltage into mechanical signal, that is either position or derivative of its position, that is speed or acceleration. Okay, so it is always angular displacement. Here the motor will always rotate in, or it will always the displacement in a circular direction, that is angular displacement. That is not linear displacement. The movement is not a straight line, it is in a circular direction, it is rotating. That's why it is known as a angular displacements. So here two DC supplies are used in DC servo motors. One is at the field side, one is at the armature side. So this is field side and this is armature side. So that's why we are having the suffixes VA, IA, LA, RA. Field side VF, IF, RF and LF. So two DC supplies are used, VF and VA. Okay, so I am writing here two DC supplies are used in DC servo motors, that is nothing but armature control DC servo motors. They are VF which is always constant, and VA, it is also DC supply. Okay, so generally the DC servo motors are always has separate DC supplies for field and armature windings. Here the to control the servo motor, to control the speed of the servo motor, we have to control either field current IF or armature current IA. Okay. Next, here we have to consider one diagram, that is the characteristics between the field current and pi. So up to here it is having the linear characteristics. This point is known as knee point. Before knee point, the characteristics between a pi and MMF is linear. After that, it enters into the non-linear region. So in the linear region, IF is directly proportional to the pi, that is MMF, because here I am having the field. Okay, that is the field by this inductor L, and this field is interacting with the current IF and also the current IA. I can write it as a field. The field is always having the interaction like this. Here it is a motor. Okay, now these are the characteristics. So in the linear region, IF is directly proportional to pi beyond knee point, after which the magnetic core goes to saturation region. So here more changes in IF gives less changes in MMF. This makes our armature control DC servo motor is less sensitive to the field current IF. Okay. Here linear means IF is directly proportional to pi. Whatever the changes in IF, the same changes will pi takes place. So linear region. In linear region, the armature controlled DC servo motor is having high sensitivity. After that, the sensitivity is very less because of non-linear characteristic. The very high changes in IF gives very less changes in pi. So less changes means less sensitivity. More changes means in a linear region more sensitivity. Okay. I am writing here non-linear region, less sensitivity. In linear region, more sensitivity. So if general torque equation for DC motor, general torque equation for DC motor is tau is directly proportional to pi into Ia. Flux, it is a multiplication of pi flux into the current flowing or the current which is causing this flux pi, that is Ia. If pi is large, then every little change in Ia, every little change in Ia causes a big or large change in tau. It means the armature controlled DC servo motor is more sensitive to current IA. So armature controlled DC servo motor is more sensitive to IA. The armature of this DC servo mechanism is more resistive and less inductive. Armature controlled DC servo motor is more resistive. So how I am saying it is more resistive and less inductive means the armature is actually, this is the armature side. This armature side I am having MLA RA. It is more resistive, less inductive. This armature side. So time constant, generally the time constant formula can be written as L by R. So towards armature side, so I am writing it is LA by RA. Because in armature control DC servo mechanism, this field VF voltage is always constant. If it is constant, I can say that here the field offered by this inductance is in, means it is the flux. The flux is always in interacting with the motor and the current flowing through this armature side, and also the current IF, which is always constant because of this constant supply, is always in contact with this flux pi. So I can say that here the armature side is, it is more resistive and less inductive. So tau A is equal to LA by RA. So if it is more resistive, less inductive, the time constant is directly proportional to the inductive value. If it is less inductive, the time constant is less value. Time constant is less means in a very short span of time it is responding to the changes. If the time constant is very high means it is responding to the changes very slowly. Here the time constant is less means it is responding to the outputs very high, means it is more sensitive to the current IA. So here I can conclude that time constant TA is less, dynamic response is very high for armature controlled. Okay, it means dynamic response means sudden changes in error signal. If the error signal is suddenly changed, that is either it is increasing suddenly or decreasing suddenly, it will respond to the changes in a very less span of time and will get the output correspondingly. So the same factors what we discussed for armature controlled is reverse for field controlled. Okay, if we see the diagram here, it is a range of armature controlled. After that field will enter. Okay, and here also it is less inductive, more resistive. If field will come into the picture, field means the flux line. The flux lines will come from the inductor only. So the name itself it is saying field controlled means the inductor is controlling. Armature controlled means the field will not come into the picture, that is the inductance will not come into the picture. That's why RA is high value and inductance is less value for armature control. But field controlled, LA is very high. If LA is very high, what is time constant? It is more. If time constant is more, means it will react to the changes in a error signal in a less span of time, in a very slow manner. If it is responding to the changes in a slow manner, we won't get the perfect output. So it is less sensitive. Okay, the same points I will write here. Field control, tau f is equals to LF by RF. So here field controlled DC servo motor is more inductive and less resistive. Okay, it means tau f value is very high. If tau f is very high, the dynamic response is very low. It means it doesn't respond to the sudden changes immediately. Sudden changes immediately. It will respond to the sudden changes very slowly. So field controlled DC servo motor is less sensitive to the changes in a circuit. Sensitive to changes in the mechanism or in a circuit. Okay, so now actually we are into the topic. So here from the diagram, this is a flux pi. Flux pi is directly proportional to the field current IF. Because of this voltage, IF is flowing in a circuit. If current is flowing through the inductor, a field will existed in a air, that is nothing but flux lines will be formed, and these flux lines are in contact with this motor through which the current IA is flowing due to the VA input. Okay, so these flux lines are in contacting with the motor. Okay, next the motor will rotate. Motor is rotating means the shaft is rotating such that the load is also rotating. Okay, it is depending upon the value of VA. If VA is going on increasing, then current IA will flow, that is increasing. If IA is increasing, the interaction with these flux lines with the motor is going on increasing. Okay, and then the speed will increases. So from this figure I can conclude that the flux lines which are forming from the LF is directly proportional to the current IF. Okay, so I am writing here from figure pi is directly proportional to the IF. Okay, air gap flux pi is proportional to the field current IF. So if I remove this proportionality constant, pi is equal to Kf into IF. So Kf is nothing but field constant. Next, when flux interacts with the current, interacts with the armature current IA, torque produced in motor. Torque produced in motor. Torque will produces in motor. So that is known as Tm. So what I am saying now, whatever the flux that is generated, that is interacting with this motor through which what is the current IA is flowing. So when this flux is interacting with the current IA, then torque produces. Then that torque Tm is directly proportional to the multiplication of pi into Ia. If I remove the proportionality constant, I will get what is pi? KFIF. Okay, KFIF into Ia. Now I want to remove this proportionality constant. I will get K1 KFIF Ia. Now I am writing KT as K1 KFIF because K1 is a constant, KF is constant, IF is also constant. IF is constant because the field side voltage Vf is also constant. Okay, now torque Tm is equal to Kt into Ia. Okay, consider this as equation 1, this as equation 2. Now motor torque is due to Ia current, right? Motor torque is due to the current Ia, and Ia is due to what? Is due to, I already told you, if IF is flowing means Vf is applied. Similarly, Ia is flowing means due to Va. That is from this. Ia is only due to the input voltage Va. So here Ia and Ia is due to Va. So here I will write Va is equals to IaRa. So I will draw the diagram here. What I am having in Ia, Ra, La. Next, this is, so I am having, see from this diagram, I am having La, inductance, resistance. Okay, next Va is applied one side. Next I am also having Eb. See, this is VB, back EMF. So the current, this is Va. Due to this Va, current Ia is flowing like this. Due to this Va, current Ia is flowing. Next I am having La, Ra. In motor, back EMF, one term will exist, because if we consider any motor, the motor will run due to the flux pi is interacting with the current Ia. Then in every motor, back EMF term will exist. That is known as EB, back EMF. So this is the term. So current Ia, Ra, La into dIa by dt plus this is Vb. So if I bring this side, Va minus Vb is equal to Ia, Ra plus La into dIa by dt. Okay, consider this as equation 3. Next, continuation, and this back EMF Vb, this back EMF Vb is directly proportional to the speed. So here Vb is directly proportional to the speed, that is d theta by dt. Okay, or I can write in terms of omega also, because we know that angular velocity is equal to time derivative of angular displacement, d theta by dt. So Vb, I can write it as omega also. So if I remove this proportionality constant here, so Vb is equals to, I will write it as Kb into d theta by dt. Same here also I can write Kb into omega. So we can get the equation either in terms of omega or in terms of theta or omega. Now I am getting the terms in terms of theta only. Now consider this as equation 4. Next, we know that from mechanical translational components, from mechanical rotational components, not translational, mechanical rotational components, what is the load we have given in the diagram? The load is like this. To the shaft, here is the motor, to the motor this is theta. So here I am having JB, this is nothing but load. So JB is nothing but mechanical rotational components. So mechanical rotational components, T torque is equal to J into d square theta by dt square. For B I can write it as d theta by dt. Consider it as equation 5. Now converting these 5 equations into Laplace transforms. Okay, what are the equations? We have to convert these equations into Laplace. So I will get torque equation. What is torque equation? This is the torque equation. T of equation 2. T of S is equals to Kt into Ia of S. Okay. Next convert equation 3. Va of S minus Vb of S is equal to Ia of S into Ra plus La into, for the differentiation term I am having S into Ia of S. Okay. Next equation is back EMF equation, that is this one. Either I am considering in terms of theta. So Vb of S is equals to, this is S into theta of S okay. Next, last equation is this is the equation, last equation. This is torque T of S is equals to J into S square into theta of S plus B into S into theta of S. Okay. So these are the 4 equations, and these 4 equations are in terms of theta of S only. We can consider in terms of omega also. So now these 4 equations are, first by drawing a block diagram we have to simplify them. Then we will get the transfer function for armature control DC servo motor. Thank you.